Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of BassQuest. Today we're going to do one trophy-sized fish catch, and we're going to break down some of the details. But if y'all want to see what a true Chickamauga giant looks like, check this out. What? Yeah, I don't ever trust that.
I had him hanging on my wall, and he said, "Man, these are great at Chickamauga." I'm like,
huh. Test that theory out. Got him? Oh yeah. Oh. Get the net! I told you there's the occasional biggin back here. Oh, you ain't kidding. Look at you with that 8 or 9 pounder right there, buddy. That's the exact one that came up on that spoon yesterday. That's a 10-pound bass, buddy. 10-pounder, baby. Dude, that's a big fish, dude. That might be your PB.
that might be freaking Fluke's PB right there.
Hey, give me some skin there.
All right, I gotta stop that so at least we have that on record.
Yeah, we'll get it.
Hold on.
Nicely done. Look at the build on that fish.
Yep.
I mean, look how fat that thing is. Let's get it. Oh yeah, G. That is a short enough melon-headed slouch.
I got smell in the boat.
What's your PB?
10 pounds, 12 ounces.
10 pounds, 12 ounces. I don't think it's gonna do that, but it's gonna be close to a DD, I think.
Yep.
You ready? Yep. Tell me what you got the other one recording too? Yeah.
Yeah, I got the other one recording.
1, 2, 3. If you can even get it around that jaw. Right there, where my finger is. It's a heavy fish.
Yeah, it's about 8 pounds. 8.
Close to 9.
8 point something. 8.5 pounds.
Woo!
Gosh.
We'll weigh her again.
Yeah, let's weigh her again.
10-pounder in March.
Yep. Yep, 9.
Yeah, I thought so.
Sweet.
908, baby.
All right, grab my phone.
Yeah.
There. Sweet.
I made it look like a 12. With the waterproof GoPro. Yeah, take me a second to say that. What a build on that fish, buddy. Big angry girl. I literally saw that fish. All right, hope y'all enjoyed that fish catch there. All right, hope y'all enjoyed Jean's fish catch. That was an absolute giant. I think that's his 5th or 6th biggest fish of all time. She went over 9 pounds, an absolute Chickamauga giant. And that's a really good early summer fish. And I think, you know, like as promised, we're gonna go down and break down some of the things that I think helped us catch that really big fish there. And one of the things is being able to slow down and understand what's going on. So Chris and I had been out in this area previously, and we knew that there was a shad spawn bite going on. So what happened is Jean and I started out early in the back of a creek trying to catch some fish there. It didn't work out. You know, fished around some grass and some hard spots back there. It did not happen. So what we did is a little bit later in the morning, we pushed upriver into some of these backwaters and canals where the shad responded. So Chris and I had been there previously, and I knew kind of the general area that those shad were staging after they were done spawning. So we were there late morning, we were there after the kind of, you know, the big deal was going on. But what was happening is you had this scattered hydrilla in the center of this pocket there, and you saw a lot of reeds and other things in the pocket itself. But what happens is those fish, once the shad are done spawning, they'll push out and they'll kind of suspend out in the middle of those pockets during the day. And the bass, they'll go out there and do the same thing, except they'll sit right around that grass. A lot of times they'll actually bury themselves into that hydrilla and just kind of bide their time until that next feeding window, which is typically late afternoon, and throughout the night the shad will spawn again. So they've already packed their bellies full, they don't really need anything else. And so one of the best ways to target those fish that are not active and they're not truly really all that hungry as well is with a lightweight Texas rig. And that's what Gene did for that fish. You know, here's an exact pretty much replica that I was throwing during that Big Bass Tour event just the other day. You have a really light slip sinker here. This is a tungsten slip sinker. It's a 3/8 ounce. And then that is run to a 3/0 owner, and it's not an extra wide gap hook, it's a regular worm hook. I don't know if y'all can see that there. I'm not a big fan of the extra wide gap hooks. I really like these standard worm hooks. I think you get a better hookup ratio, and I think a lot of times that fish is hooked in the better part of the mouth when you're using this particular hook. So you can see here, here's a Strike King structure bug. It's the exact same bait that Gene was using, and this is just the setup. And what happens is you can throw this out on fluorocarbon. This is 18-pound test fluorocarbon. This is a 7/6 jig rod. This is what I use for a lot of my bigger Texas rig fishing. During a tournament I was fishing some really big Texas rig plastics, and then it's 18-pound test canine fluorocarbon, 100% fluorocarbon on there. And I think that's really important, that 100% fluorocarbon, something that sinks but it's very light, because it's going to be, the line itself is going to be in those fish's face as you work this bait really slowly through there. So it's not necessarily something that I would do the braid to leader trick on. It's something I really like the straight fluorocarbon for. This is that Lew's BB1, 7/4 to 1 gear ratio, I believe, on this particular reel. Anywhere between that 7/4, sorry, 6/4, 7/1, even in the 8 gear ratios is perfect for this kind of Texas rig fishing here. So that's one setup here. Now what I would traditionally throw that on, and kind of more of the same setup that Gene was throwing his on, was a smaller rod. This is a medium heavy 7/3 fast action rod. This is your typical, what you would use for light jigs, for bigger shaky heads. This is probably the best setup for that light Texas rig right there. Unless you're around really heavy grass or really heavy cover, this is what I would typically throw it on, especially in that scattered stuff. Again, 15, 16-pound test, canine, 100% fluorocarbon line there. And I go with that Lew's. This is that Lew's BB1 Pro. I really like this reel. I'm starting to grow on me quite a bit. I still like the regular BB1s probably the most, but this BB1 Pro is an awesome reel. That 7/1 to 1 gear ratio. It's got a really stout drag, and both of these have a huge spool on there. So what I can do is I can put a ton of line on there, and it allows me to get really long casts even with those lighter baits like that. But what you do is you throw that light Texas rig out there and you just crawl it through that grass. You can work it really slowly, and it's extremely effective to target those fish that are buried in there. It's a really natural presentation. These little structure bugs, they really mimic a bluegill well, they really mimic a crawfish well, and crawfish love hanging out in those kind of areas, especially if there's hard bottom. So it's a temptation for a big bass like that. You know, when you're pulling it through there, it just kind of bumps her right in the face. She'll swim up, just gently grab it and eat it, just like they did with Gene there. And you can reel them in to catch an absolute giant. It's probably one of the better ways this time of year when you've got a good shad spawn and bluegill spawn going on. When these bass are post-spawn like that, it's one of the best ways to catch an absolute giant, in my opinion. So anyway, guys, get out there. Don't be afraid to stay a little bit after daylight, after that shad spawn dies down. Pick up that Texas rig, slow down, and see if you can't catch a giant as well. Hope this helps you guys out. As always, make sure you like, subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. Share the video around with your friends. I'm going to be posting as much as I possibly can. I apologize for the wait. I know I've been real busy at work lately. I haven't been posting as much, but going to get back to the live streams, going to get back to posting. I'm actually recovering right now from appendix surgery. So during the middle of the Big Bass Tour, my stomach started hurting me. Ended up going in this past Sunday and getting my appendix taken out. I had appendicitis, unfortunately, so I can't lift anything heavy for the next 3 or 4 weeks, so I'll kind of be marginal at work, and that'll allow me to edit a bunch of backlog content for you guys. So we're going to be doing a bunch of tips videos, a bunch of complete guide videos, a bunch of live casts coming down the pipe. Hope y'all enjoy it, but as always, hope this week finds you out on the water, and I'll catch you there.